map.
Yes, I think that's going to be the deciding difference. If Sean can have prepared enough from day 2 to 3, then that's going to make a big difference. I think Space Shoulders, they're an exciting team to watch, so I'm kind of looking forward to this game either way. I actually just think it's going to be a fun game. Engine already falling back, and ELEAGUE trying to charge in, getting close with the Glock now. This is very, very dangerous. And Tara's on the other side, but he's getting overrun. The two French players coming in big there for Misfits and taking down two of the Space Soldiers players. Major fighting for his life here, and he will take down Sean, but just Sam on Engine, and now the bomb is down as well. This is not a good situation, and this long-range battle, I'm not sure why they're taking it. They shouldn't.
Yeah, and it's fortunate that he doesn't hit any of those shots. None of them fall down. There's a good one onto Shazam, but he's got to find Amanek to his right. So many angles he's got to worry about with the USP and can't even handle the first opponent. It's tough. That aggression from Misfits coming out of Ivy, they didn't slow down whatsoever. That's good, and they forced Xantares into one of those angles. Once they wrap that corner, it's just you hit those shots or you lose, and he obviously lost. So very nice job from Misfits. A basic tactic, and it works out for him.
I really like that, and I love Train as a map. I think it's one of the best maps. I think it's really underrated, and one of the reasons that it is because it does highlight so many of the tactical elements of Counter-Strike. And you see what happens when the player that's holding down towards Ivy gets pushed back. Suddenly that A yard just gets so compromised. It's so hard to hold for anyone who's there, so it's just a great visual map. And
your rotations on the defense, they can get complicated with all the different choke points and all the different angles that you have to worry about on this outside bomb site. So a lot of the defenses, it always is a key to develop, your theory crafting of who's going to rotate where and who covers which gap. And right now, Misfits seems like they're outplaying Space Soldiers, and they are going to commit the low ramp.
Good headshot to open up, and that was Major, the only one who's actually holding it. Just going to say, was my favorite map in 1.6? Train.
This map in 1.6 was so baller.
Yeah.
The ability to crawl onto trains, it was so much fun. I think every pro player, this might have been their favorite map. Sean's going to have a lot of pressure on him. He's alone. The bomb's going to get planted. Space Soldier's not even going to win the round. They're just trying to make sure they can bring these pistols and armor into the next one, but Sean's got 2. So bonus money and a lot of danger in the third round is taken away from Space Soldiers. Engine's wrapping behind him, and he's got Xantares out by Ivy.
Could be an easy kill here. In fact, Sean is caught shuffling between the weapons, so slightly unfortunate, but ultimately, if they can just keep the AKs alive and more than anything, make sure that Space Soldiers do not pick them up, should be fine here. No big issues at all. But I mean, this is pretty early on. I'm looking forward to what happens a little bit later on when Space Soldiers can start to pick up that AWP. And I also want to see how they play that defense, because, I mean, I actually think some of the more successful defenses we've seen in the past couple of months on Train have evolved into quite a lot of aggression.
Yes.
I really enjoy that.
I think the next evolution of the meta on Train, because one thing that teams have struggled to kind of find out is a consistent and safe way as terrorists on this map to take ladder control without losing too many players. And I think ever since, I don't know who did it first. I know the first time I saw it was from Team Liquid when they did the double stack that drops down the ladder. Ever since that's kind of started to be employed, I think teams have done a much better job on the T side. I think it's a very effective way to do it. And we haven't seen a whole lot of players that are able to consistently stop that boost drop, I guess you'd call it. So the next evolution is what is the response from the CT side, because a lot of defenses relied on being able to hold ladder room and keep this angle.
Definitely not easy. I mean, now especially that the T side has also figured out how to throw Molotovs that land behind, so you can get Molotov from both angles. It's just very tricky. Engine's gone down. Dividend coming in with some pretty good kills. A little bit of team damage, I believe, as well. But ultimately, Xantares coming in with 3 big headshots right in a row. They're challenging way more than they need to right now, Misfits. Finally, they're going to just settle for getting the bomb down and coming through the smoke. Major almost gets the timing. That could have been beautiful. It's still a 2-on-2, and a headshot, though, making things very tricky. Sick is going to get the kill. And now Xantares, unfortunately, for everything that he's done, it's going to be almost impossible to find these 2 targets.
He's got to know Sick is low, though, and at the very least, if he pulls out the MAC-10, he can get some bonus money. That would help out into the next round. The time is ticking away. I don't think he's going to be able to get this as Amanek is in ladder room, and he can't find Sick. Working his way around the train, so some danger there. And if you're a Misfits fan, this is what you definitely don't want to see, is Xantares hitting shots like this. He's helped out by Devaduvek on the first one. Great headshot, and then one onto Shazam as well. And if he's going to play well, then that's going to be so dangerous. He was such a key to their first victory yesterday.
Yes. That's going to get everyone's blood pumping now. Double AWP picked up as well. There's one on Shazam on the other side there, so I mean, I like this. This has gone in deep very early on for Space Soldiers, but I like it.
Well, we'll see how it works out. Paz is going to push up. He's going towards ladder room right now. Devaduvek and Shazam towards the inner bomb site. Paz is in ladder room safely. Calyx boosted up, trying to look over the smoke, but Six actually worked his way out. Six being a playmaker here right through the smoke, and I think he might get caught if he comes through this, and he does. He thought he was going to be able to find Xantares. That was almost a brilliant play, and meanwhile, Misfits just gives it up. They hit the inner bomb site. Shazam with the off, holding off rotations. Major misses a couple critical shots. The bomb is going to get planted.
Deep grenades coming out, but Misfits are kind of stuck. Devaduvek trying to push up and put some pressure on the incoming CT force, and you have to do that. This position is really important, but Major's going to take him down. Close range shot, that's brilliant. Now it's a 5 versus 3. Amanek is on that bomb site. Xantares moving in, almost looking the wrong way. The spray comes through. Bomb is still ticking. Engine to take down Amanek. Shot from Shazam, easy enough, but now he's on the high ground. They do not have any grenades to get rid of him, and that's going to be a big issue. Not for Calyx, though. He's going to take him down, and there's the grenade landing right on the bomb, so they have to wait. Is that going to be too long? They're backing off. Oh, my God. One single Molotov there. Sean Gares. He is known for his tactical brilliance, but that was definitely right on point. The timing could not have been better.
That's so beautiful. Really well done from Sean, keeping his composure. A couple big misses from the Alpers. Shazam, Calyx missed when Shazam had the angle when he re-peeks into it, and obviously the shots from Major to allow them into the bomb site. That's good stuff, and that just shows you it can be so dangerous. And that's also the cost, by the way. Switching into that double op setup, those Alpers didn't have a lot of nades. So that's obviously the smoke that's missing to put out that Molotov. They didn't have the kits. So there's that investment in the second round coming back to haunt Space Soldiers early on here.
Just to point out, that little maneuver, I think we're probably going to see that again from Sick at some point if they need it. Yeah. That took 3 smokes to get him out. There was actually a triangle of smoke that he walked into. Great shot from Major. Sick. No smoke's going to save him this time.
They're going to speed this up, though. Major needs to get back. I don't know if they realize it. He almost gets caught. Now he's adjusted. That's a great recovery. And even towards low ramp, just unscopes at the wrong moment. But he's gotten 2 early kills. There's a 30, adds onto it, and the no-scope can't land the 4th. Xantares is here, though, and it's all down to Shazam quickly. 1 versus 3, and he's trapped in the box halls. He'll have to find a way to get down. All kills matter in this round for Shazam.
Yeah, absolutely. Space Soldiers just showing what a good choice it was last round to give it up and run away, rather than try and sort of fight and lose a lot. They don't have any money left, Space Soldiers, so all the rifles they can hold on to here is going to be great.
And Shazam can play this so patiently, he can just wait. He doesn't have to necessarily be this aggressive. He is anyways. Engine's going to find him through the corner of the wall. Great round from Major, the opening 3 kills. This one was really good. It'll be interesting to watch the evolution of how Misfits, what style they bring out on this T side. They've started out very fast and very, very aggressive. One just allowing Sick to make a play in the yard, and then 4-man hit of the B bomb site. This time it was essentially a rush, a bit slower. So we'll have to see what they do moving forward. They still have the economy low of Space Soldiers, so they're going to force up into this one, spend pretty much all their money. Galil, AWP, AK, and 2 CZs.
Like someone playing close with that AWP on the ramp. Really a lot of utility and a lot of movement that could be done behind it. Shazam expecting an early peek from someone on that mid-train. No one going very aggressive this time on Space Soldiers, so even Majors managed to fall all the way back. It looks like they're just waiting and biding their time right now, Misfits. They don't have that many grenades for an execute, though.
If Space Soldiers gets broken in terms of their economy early on, it's going to have such big implications for this half because the double op setup is going to be hard to get back into swing. They'd have to double save to be able to have that much money. So it's actually huge if they would be denied what's obviously their go-to defense on this map. That would be great for Misfits. Molotovs ringing out, nades ringing out. Sick is leg down to 13. And there's the cleanup on Amanek. Great response from Shazam, but the nade from Xantares cleans one up, and they still have Paz in ladder room to deal with. I don't think they realize that.
Sean's pushing at B. Devaduvek is down at the Ivy. They're all over the place right now, Misfits. Literally in 3 different places on the map. They're not going to have any chance to help each other out, so this is going to be a question of just incorrect rotation from Space Soldiers if it's going to work at all. Sean is on fire in spite of the fact that he's on the ladder, and Xantares is going to take him down. Long-range AK shot there. Sean forced out of position. Now trying to get in there with the CC-75. I mean, he obviously wanted to try and creep up behind, but it's all falling apart. Only Calyx has gone down. This is a great round for Space Soldiers. Very patient play from them. They're not sort of like panicking around the map and just running as they meet people or contact. They just play cool.
Yeah, Paz didn't move out of that ladder room, which was great. He had full faith in his teammates to be able to handle whatever is thrown at them, and you had it exactly right. Just Misfits gets, I think, far too spread out across the map. No chance for any kind of coordination. It's going to be back onto just pistols, so Space Soldiers, minimize your losses here. That would be ideal for them, and I think Paz is even sticking to just a USP.
One flashbang for Sean. We always appreciate that. Much time has been spent talking about the $200 investment.
It's going to be for Major, I would imagine, but actually it's not thrown as a pop flash for that lower ramp, and he's been spotted. There's nades out. Major's going to back away. Xantares is already here. There's the flashbang. Comes in late. Doesn't let him get down the lower ramp, but does let him get down upper ramp, and they're going to get at least a plant out of this. So already a victory. $200 investment from that flashbang. Some upgraded pistols as well, but they're not going for the win. Hoping for some kills, and just the plant is going to be all gravy.
Yes, indeed. Sick will go down, but a kill on the bomb plant for $200. Absolutely worth it. Really well done. Not much else to say about that. Space Soldiers well on their way back. Now up to 3 rounds, 3 in a row as well, which is always so important, because we're talking about the investment for that double AWP and how close they were to not being able to afford it. Well, now they can. Even if they lose the round, they can rebuy into double AWP right away, and that makes a big difference.
Well, they haven't reinvested into it here. So going to the single AWP, maybe trying to switch up the look of their defense so Misfits calls something for a double AWP and kind of catches them off. But still, they have good money built up. You're exactly right. Shazam with the AWP. Hasn't really tried to go for too many entries early on with that AWP. He's more coming out second and holding an angle and help covering his teammates. Bit of support AWP coming through. He's waiting for him now, this push from Space Soldiers. Molotov out. Shazam would love for them to peek right now.
Ready and waiting. Flashbang does push him back a bit. Having maybe a little bit of trouble seeing through the smoke of the fire. In the meantime, they're making their way out A main as well. Calyx gonna take down Sick. Trying to see if they get into position. He's flashed, but still gets the second kill. Calyx coming up really big here. 2 kills. Sick and Devaduvek both going down. 3 versus 5 now. Misfits having a really hard time cracking open this bomb site. Shazam a little bit to the left there, and he's going to go down as well. Sean, the last one left. They need damage at least, and they're not going to get anything. Calyx with a beautiful quad kill in the round. I
think this is where, if you're Sean, you call a timeout before your next gun round. That's rough, and you can see so much damage comes out running through the flames. I think a nade came in there as well, and Calyx is just able to easily clean up a couple thanks to his utility usage. That's a lot of damage taken early on in that hit. You could see Misfits, when Shazam calls it that it's a 2-man push towards Ivy, they want to get out mid, and they want to trap them and Ivy from getting involved in the action in yard. They're trying to punish them for their aggression. It doesn't work out. Space Soldiers had the correct call on the rotation back.
One of the things that Calyx didn't have to worry about was the sort of the push from Pop Dog that was missing, right?
Yep.
Because normally if you're up on those trains fighting A main, you have to eventually fall off, because otherwise Pop Dog player is going to come and shoot you, but he really had freedom in that sense.
And remember the last gun round we had, actually, Paz was able to be in ladder room for the entire round, so Misfits hasn't really put a whole lot of attention there.
You're right.
Been a lot of hits towards this inner bomb site. They're going to try and get in again. They have some armor, they have more utility this time, and Major and Xantares are both here.
It'll be a bit of a grenade setup again, trying to get the bomb down, and if you get some early kills, maybe you could even turn it around. They do have a bit of armor and some upgraded pistols. Already trying to make it in. Xantares with an initial kill there on Sick. The Molotov, the follow-up headshot. That's an incredibly quick quad kill. Looking for the ace. Out of bullets, and now the pistol comes in instead, and it will be the ace for Xantares. Great play there. Space Soldiers now well on their way.
I think that's 2 rounds in a row. No one has died on the Space Soldiers side. They have plenty of money. 4 players over 10,000. Here's that timeout out of Sean Gares and Misfits. Going to talk things over, but one thing that Space Soldiers is doing really well, a lot of these rounds from Misfits so far have kind of been execute heavy, you know, throw your smokes. We have a lot of people coming out of 1 or 2 choke points. The Molotov and nade usage from Space Soldiers has been phenomenal. Xantares can be so comfortable spraying down like that because he knows they're not going to run through the fire and a hell of his bullets. So he's able to recover so nicely, and obviously the ace here is just a reward for his good work.
He's 13-3 right now, so he did a lot of work yesterday, continuing today.
He's ruining my predictions, Anders. I'm not happy with that guy.
Did you go for Misfits in this game?
I did go for Misfits.
Oh, man, I did too. No, but I don't mind it. I mean, I think it's beautiful. It's wonderful, because I was honestly, on the first day, I felt very let down by Space Soldiers. My expectations were quite high. So, yeah, I'm excited that they're playing so much better.
I picked Sprout in that game. And they seem to be punishing me every step of the way since then. Regardless.
Deservedly so.
For my insolence. Sean's close up towards T main. We haven't seen that play out of Sick yet, where he creeps out T mid. As you mentioned, it takes a lot of utility to pull that off. Calyx playing in a new position. Paz has gone passive towards the bomb train. This is a pretty standard setup as Xanter's rotated back towards inner. So 2 players there, 3 players outside. They haven't spotted anything quite yet. And you imagine with Sean and T-Mid and Shazam and Daviduvek out towards Ivy, they haven't even been aggressive towards Ivy whatsoever, so they don't know what they're looking at in terms of defense, but this is looking like it'll be a split towards outside eventually with Sick and Amanek coming down ladder.
See how that works out. We talked about that pop dog position being so valuable when you go for that A pinch, and maybe it's going to work out for them this time. You can already see on the minimap what the issue is with the A defense right here for Space Soldiers. Each person's covering one angle each. So if one goes down, then someone else has to take over that angle essentially, and that's usually too much. Now they've got a 4th player there, which means they're in a much better position. Really timely rotation from Xantares to come into the A-bomb side.
And Misfits has done nothing across the map. This is going to be so difficult. They're going to come out now with 4 players here. Paz and Calyx are starting to play more aggressively behind these smokes. Time is running low. It's 25 seconds before they start to hit. Great shot from Shazam to start things off. Engine is still here. He wants to make a play, but his teammates are falling. The defense is collapsing despite the stack of players here. And Shazam with one more guarding his teammates back. That seals the round for sure. Major's the last one left as he peeks up from CT ramp.
You could essentially replay this round and just put it in a Counter-Strike textbook, because it explains everything you need to know about defending a bomb site on this one. As soon as Xantares went down, you could see that Calyx, who was actually holding main, had to sort of swing out into the open to try and help out at Ivy, and already that was too much. That was more than he really needed to do, and just couldn't hold both positions.
Just surprised. That's a round that's not going to work out too often, I don't think, just because of how low the time was and how little presence Misfits had on the map. So that was actually pretty risky. Everything works out this time, but something goes wrong in the future and they'll struggle.
I mean, one big thing that went wrong, it was great shot from Shazam, but I actually think the flashbang they put into the tunnel was way off anyway, and that's a bit of a misstep there.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it didn't blind anyone. They were all clear.
So that is obviously unforgivable. Can't really have that happening. This is just great. Apart from that, it's all good.
Apart from that monumental mistake, everything was all fine.
Critical and crippling mistake that ruined the round. 5 for 5 here, and moving into the 11th round, we have, again, just a single AWP there on Major. They could have afforded more Space Soldiers. Even buying now, they still have an enormous amount of money, so Misfits just need to keep powering through, and that's a great running headshot. Sick, taking down Paz, and Engine is going to be quick with the return. The smoke is in. Maybe could have been there a bit earlier, but now he's been forced back, and Misfits pushing the issue before too many people rotate in here for Space Soldier. Calyx in a lot of trouble. He's got a grenade in hand. Engine's gone down, and Calyx going to get sprayed through. Sean, good prediction through the smoke. Bomb is down. Major missing the shot, and this is all falling apart. They just need to not challenge. They will do it anyway, but usually just leave Xantares alone. He seems to be in that kind of a mood.
Space Soldier is caught off by the aggression of that round. Paz obviously goes down. A great entrance from Sick was all he was really required to do, but when he peeks out towards the ladder, he spots 2 players there, so they know that 2 players, you can see that smoke right there at the back of the green train. They know with 2 players stuck behind that, they're going to have pretty much an open bomb site. There won't be a whole lot of resistance. Indeed, it was Calyx who had to kind of run through a smoke of his own and connector to even have some kind of a presence there, and he gets eliminated. So all that money that Space Soldiers had is starting to dwindle. It's Xantares who hasn't bought, who has 10,000 right now. They've taken a timeout.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, if you look at it from their point of view, they had a pretty good run of winning rounds back to back, but there's so many things that have gone unexplored for them yet. Lots of things that they could try and do that they haven't done yet. I mean, we talked about how aggression was sort of coming back into it for the CT side, pushing those brown holes over at the B-bomb side. 2, sometimes even 3 players do that.
Yeah. It's interesting that they haven't gone, I mean, they don't even pick up an AWP in this round, so maybe they want to get more aggressive here, but also they had some success with that double AWP setup, and they chose to go away from it themselves. You know, Misfits didn't beat the double AWP, they just kind of let it fade away. Aggression towards inner, Major's here, Paz is in ladder room as well, because he's available for a quick flank if needed. If he's feeling peppy.
Very dangerous game to be playing here for Engine. I'm not sure I'm loving that. Be very careful. Sam was on the other side with the AWP and a lot of AKs as well.
There's 3 players there for Space Soldiers. They were very centralized over towards Ivy. Seems like they have kind of like a roaming defense wherever they hear or feel pressure or hear presence. They want to rotate 2 to 3 players to that choke point. And they can play this passively because they know they have Paz still alive in ladder room, who will create an extra angle of attack for the defense. And he's gotten creative. He knows Sick is spotting for this. He's right beneath him, and he's got to run through the flames. Down to 28 HP, that hurts.
Are they going to go for the double boost down into the flames themselves? What on earth is going on? They're going to try and get at me. I just don't even know what I was watching there.
Eee. That makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, just almost impossible to explain. Not sure why Paz took that much damage either, but we'll just skip past all of that and look at this defense over at B. 29 seconds, Major gets one, great double kill, and then Santaris chiming in, taking down Sean. Amanek switching in behind, but it's just a little bit too late. 1 versus 3, make it 1 versus 2 here with 18 seconds. Shazam, he can do this if they give him the chance. So far, manages to stay alive, takes a grenade right to the face, and he's down to 11 health. One more to follow it up, that would probably be the end of him, but don't have one yet. Calyx will take him down. That is a round for Space Soldiers. I feel like Misfits, just for no apparent reason, got very confused in that round.
They did seem to get, yeah, well, I mean, I think we were all confused when we were watching them try and take ladder room with all the fire that was going on. That flashbang was actually perfect. It blinded Xantares. There was a small window of opportunity. Misfits, kind of a contact play with just one flashbang, being a little bit risky, kind of cheating down ramp. And they just weren't able to pounce on it in time. They couldn't turn that corner to take a battle with someone who was half blind. And once Xantares, the flashbang removed from his screen, they had a beautiful crossfire set up to eliminate everybody.
Ties up the scoreline at 6-6. Still anybody's game right now. Everybody can buy, so wondering what's going to happen here. Misfits are kind of running low on money, and in the meantime, looks like Engine wants to push over on this side. So many grenades being exchanged. He has to keep a little bit of a cool here and just smokes off instead. Can he get back out, though?
Well, he's taken some damage, and actually, they let up the spray, so good timing on Engine. 74 HP on him. Not too bad. Sick and Amanek. Very slow in how they want to take ladder room. Paz is going to be at the electric box this time. Major's the only defender at the inner bomb site, and he's far, far back with that AWP. Here's some aggression. Pop flashing at a team main, gaining map control, gaining information.
Shazam looking at the wall at the moment, but you can actually shoot right through that wall with the AWP, so if he was feeling adventurous, maybe that would be a thing. Paz, I feel like he's good at taking these forward positions, and they're going to be really valuable as long as he can stay alive.
And Shazam obviously knows with the deep smoke, with now the deep Molotov to follow it up, he's going to tell his team. That's the communication coming through, and that's an ill-advised peek from Engine. Deviduvek drops him. That's going to ensure that Major is isolated at the inner bomb site. Force rotations. Deviduvek and Sean are going to try and meet up. They're splitting, but Sean switches his gun, and there's 2 quick kills for Xantares, and that hurts. Major, the timing on that scope is a bit rough, and they're going to make their way to the inner bomb site.
Major was pulled out of the bomb side, otherwise he would have been there ready and waiting, so this is a very strange round. I feel like Misfits should be miles ahead in this round, but somehow they're not. In fact, they're a man down. Only real advantage is the bomb, and there comes Paz from behind, taking down Shazam. Not looking good. Sick and Amanek sort of standing on top of each other, and you never want to do that. As soon as they get caught here, they're going to be in so much trouble. The flashbang is in, and Amanek is going to be going down. That's a great retake here for Space Soldiers, but Misfits just kind of losing their minds, I think, and Calyx is too.
Definitely. This switch from Sean, he's going to be hitting himself for this one. You can't have that. You're in enemy territory. You're trying to split towards the B bomb site. You got to be careful about those rotations, and Xantares is able to catch him off guard. But I think you're exactly right. Misfits, again, just kind of seem to get disorganized or discombobulated once they take that site. So they throw a Molotov into the Z, the rotations, to prevent those from coming in, and you have 2 options there. You either need to get out of the bomb site to be able to clear and watch your flank, or you need to push forward and get aggressive behind that Molotov because you have all that ground you can gain. They did neither. They had 2 players just stay at the bomb site. Shazam got killed on the flank, and then you're bottled up, and there's no way you can win in that situation.
Quick down into Pop Dog. In spite of the smoke, they're going to try and push through, and Paz is more than ready for it. He's had a quiet start, but now he's ready. Another headshot comes in, all 3 with the AK. A beautiful sequence from him. And Misfits not applying enough pressure to try and make life difficult for him. There could have been a flashbang, there could have been some sort of follow-up, but he had free reign to get those kills. And now, 2 versus 3 here. Shazam bringing it back into a 2-on-2, though.
That's so nice from Paz. Shuts down the hit. The pop flash comes through for the smoke. Oh, that's a big, big miss. The opportunity was there, and he can't get the follow-up either. Trying to get on top of the train in time, and Major cleans him out. Space Soldiers up 8-6. This has turned into a very nice half, but this is beautiful. He was even blind on that first one.
Yeah. Went very high the flashbang. The next two, though, he had just perfect vision for it. So what do we make of this? I mean, I guess the heartbreaking situation here is the fact that Misfits don't have enough to really buy anything in the last round here. I mean, got an AK, but
listen,
the rest.
Maybe Vega Squadron gave him some tips on how to use the MAC-10s.
You were loving that one, dude.
Oh, I was so smug.
I feel like you deserve it, though. 'Cause out of all the people in the green room, you're the one.
I deserve good things. Well, look at this. Major and Engine some aggression. This could catch him off guard. That or could just hand over a rifle. Remains to be seen and catches him off guard. Actually, it even seemed like they might have been ready for that, but now they've spotted the second player, the AWP, to cover Major, and they don't want to mess with it whatsoever.
I don't know why they're sticking around here, Space Soldiers. It's fine to sort of linger for a second or something, but then you've got the win. Just back off. It's now a really good chance to win the round.
The tough part is if you're Misfits, you want to push them back, and you have to at least go check. And actually, they're just going to go right forward. Sean with the bomb trying to go crazy, and there's Sick. The only rifle, the only AK, rings true, but then it's brought to the ground. Passes over to Devaduvek, but that doesn't matter. Even just a plant here, last round of the half, that bonus money doesn't mean anything, so you might as well go for the win. Long-range spray isn't going to work out. A great job from Space Soldiers, and I think that half was really decided early on. Those 2 rounds that Space Soldiers had where they didn't lose anyone, where they had all 5 players survive in 2 rounds, that bolstered their economy so much that even that losing spree, that little 2 rounds that they lost later on, never dented. They never got broken after that. So tough, but not a bad half overall. You could see kind of the style that Misfits was employing. I think once they started getting just annihilated by all the Molotovs and choke points, they made it very simple. They were a lot of it towards the inner bomb site, towards ladder room, was just a single, like 1 or 2 pop flashes coming over the wall and play the trade game. Didn't really work out at the end of the half, thanks to, I mean, big plays from guys like Paz and Xantares.
I mean, just a very interesting first half. I mean, there were some pretty glaring mistakes.
Yes.
But ultimately, yeah, Xantares had 19 kills just in one half. That's amazing. See if he can continue at this rate here. 9-6 going into the second half. It's now Misfits on the defensive side. And Sean there, Smoke and CC75. No defuse kit. Smoke's always good to have in case you need to defuse, but usually you want the kit as well.
That would be nice. Sean's going to go towards Ivy. Here's the decoys, and I think he's just going to go scout that out. Meanwhile, Xantares leading the way. Out ladder room, long range. They've got to get some kills, Misfits. At this range, you have to win these battles, and it's not happening. Now they've gotten close up. It's the Glock's world here, but Devaduvek still holding on to the bomb site with 2 stellar headshots. He's being wrapped on, but he's still alive somehow. They haven't been able to take him down, and somehow he's making it work. He's bought so much time for his team, and Engine's just got to bail out and try and get the plant towards inner.
And they spotted him, so they're right on his heels. They're going to be a little bit worried. They did see him, didn't they? I think they're worried that he's waiting for them. Finally starting to make their way in. As Engine gets the bomb down, he's at 35 health. This is, again, almost impossible, but you don't quite know where he is. They're going to be spotting him from 2 different angles. Sean will take him down, and that will be Misfits winning an absolutely critical round here. And yeah, Devaduvek obviously the hero in this round.
How does he not die? He's got 2 players coming at him from front. I mean, obviously he takes 1, but this shot's from the side. Major, small blunder there. Could have given them a chance to win that. Regardless, 7th round for Misfits with that pistol win. That's now both pistols won for them, actually.
It is. Usually means you're on the right path. We'll see if they can do good in the 3rd round, where Space Soldiers are going to have AKs. They have not bought anything yet. They got the bomb plant in the pistol, so, you know, 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that, means you're just going to save for the AKs. We've seen some crazy changes from that every once in a while.
Yes.
A mad team will show up and do something.
You have the old, like, drop 1 AK over and see if you can make something happen. I think Henry's trying to coin that as a tactical purchase, tactical buy.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I appreciate that. And this round, not even a grenade to secure another bomb plant. Those are always fun if you get sort of back-to-back bomb plants, even if you lose the rounds. For the T side, you get so much more money to work with.
It's good, and this is also a situation where it almost feels like Space Soldiers maybe spread out across the map and kind of probe everything, see how they're defending it now. It doesn't always mean that it's going to stay true when it gets to the gun rounds, but you kind of see where players are liking to peek and shoulder peek towards Ivy. Maybe you can catch some small tendency that gives you some intel for the future.
No real panic at all here. Misfits, I mean, they're not really the ones that need to do anything. So just wait, keep it cool. They've got pretty much every position, maybe apart from Amanek here, could be returned if anyone goes down. So that's good news.
Sit close up with the MP9. Shazam far back with the FAMAS. Great chance here for Sick to rattle off some kills. They're going to jump out there to try and screw with his aim. Shazam's isn't bothered, and there goes Sick immediately. So they're going to get another bomb plant, which means that 4th round buy is going to be especially strong.
Did he just get bursted in the head? I think he did. That was really bad. I'd love to see that replay, actually. That must look cool. Centaurus, not much of a chance here, and he's going to be going down. So Defuse is coming up, and it will be a round for Misfits. So 8-9, that was pretty much what we were expecting, but I'm impressed. That was a great job for Space Soldiers. Getting the bomb plant down is going to make this next round for them much better.
Sick was probably licking his chops once he hears those footsteps of that MP9. He was loving it. He was so ready and just gets annihilated. Here it is. Oh, he spotted him over, and yeah.
Ooh, nicely done. He's absolutely gone, isn't he?
It's a little homage to Neo.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to appreciate that. Ooh, it looks even better in reverse, actually. Not bad at all.
Paz has been playing very well.
He had a very slow start. I think he was the slowest almost out of all of them. So that's a great comeback.
Look at this buy from Space Soldiers. You could actually argue that it's even better. 5 AKs, all with full nades. FAMAS and MP9 on the CT side of Misfits. Shazam does have that AWP, so you'd want him to get involved. 4 players for Space Soldiers heading towards the inner side. It's Sick, and it's going to be Shazam on the rotate. And all 5 players for Space Soldiers for this T side are above ladder. Or excuse me, 4 engines back towards T spawn.
See what happens. Devaduvik actually rotating in towards B, so that's an unusually heavy stack towards the B bomb site for Misfits. Amanek and Sean, they had better be, you know, correct in their calls here. Otherwise, this could get really bad. This,
with the position of Space Soldiers at the moment with Engine, it seems like they're going to try and do some kind of a fake towards outside. It's not likely you'll see 4 players kind of go down ladder if they go for that, so they're just going to clear out ladder room. I think Engine will throw some nades from towards T-spawn for the outer bomb site. They'll throw some through these windows. They're hoping to pull Shazam away for just half a second and hit that inner bomb site.
They have so many grenades that for Shazam to hit a shot down there on the low ground definitely won't be easy. He has a Molotov, so maybe he can put some pressure on. There's the pretended wall of smoke, the famous one on the A-bomb site, but it's all just a ruse. Instead, they're going to go for the B-bomb site, and we'll see how this happens. 40 seconds now as they're making their way on. Sick is going to be calling it in. Shazam, he hits 1 shot. They need more because backup is still not quite there, and now they're slowing it down too much, Space Soldiers. I feel like they needed to be on this bomb site very quick. Paz does get 1, and he picks up the 2nd, taking down Shazam. A brilliant opening, very, very late in the push. Engine has gone down in the meantime, and it is still a 3-on-3, and now they're trying to get out. Paz position is incredibly good. The spray is in, the AK-47, he shuts it down. The quad kill, picking up all of Misfits. That's such brilliant play.
They didn't do a good enough job of holding off that aggression from Space Soldiers, and Space Soldiers did a very nice job of getting aggressive down the train lanes. Paz, again, clearing this spot out. Sick has no intel of what's coming. They lost track of their lanes, and Paz is able to make a brilliant flank here. 1 more to end it off on Sean, and then Devaduvik as well.
I think Misfits, I was confused watching it at how Space Soldiers initiated the push and then sort of paused it just a couple of seconds in and then went for it again. I think that might have thrown them off a little bit about exactly what was going on.
I think it was weird as well, the timing for Sick when he was looking up towards the upper ramp. I think he kind of lost track of how many players, didn't quite see everyone, so didn't realize how much of a hit it actually was. Regardless, it's a brilliant job by Paz, and here's that boost drop we were talking about earlier to clear out ladder room. This has been so effective.
Do we have a name for this? Can we call it the Grand Slam?
Yeah, we can call whatever you want, Anders.
All right.
You're the general.
All right. I think that was a type of bomb used to bomb bunkers deep in the ground in World War II, so maybe we can do that.
Okay.
Engine setting up for a little bit of knowledge for you, Moses. I know you like that.
Got a bit dark again.
They get a bit dark, didn't it? Does happen every once in a while. Looks like they're setting up for a similar type of smokers to the last round where there was a fake. This time maybe it won't be. They've already lost Major, unfortunately, though, so Space Soldiers, we saw how much their economy was great in the first half. They need to build something similar here. Deep smoke onto Ivy, and now Paz going to make his way down. Amanek, I love this push up here. That's such a good position.
Can't get pre-fired, and if they come around, I think Devaduvek will be spotted before Amanek can really get into the action. So this can be dicey. Here it comes. Amanek right on the other side. Easy kill for him. Continues to spray. Swaps out to the AK, but he's caught through the smoke. Devaduvek is next. It should be an easy one, but he can't get two. There's only 3 defenders left. Sick at the bomb site. Sean and Old Hell, he's only got a CZ. He's going to wrap around the bomb. It's being planted. There's the jump up onto the train. Sean's still not involved in the action. He's got to get this kill. It's Shazam who finds it, and they should know.
They definitely do. Shazam ready and waiting. Calix had really nowhere to run, so there was just a question of sort of thinking for a couple of seconds, and you knew exactly where he was going to go. Shazam with a good double kill, Amanek with a good double kill, and it will be Misfits picking up the round, which is obviously a bit of a shame. Space Soldiers at least got 3 kills. They got the bomb plant down. They could theoretically buy a couple of AKs and keep the pressure on a Misfits team that really don't have a lot of money. This is, oh, they're going to do that. I kind of like that. That's a bit of a power call coming out from them.
It definitely is. Nice job from Shazam with his op. I think Space Soldiers might be a bit surprised to have seen an op on the field in this round. I certainly would have been. Shazam at 18 and 14, having a very good game. He's really picked up his pace recently as a player. Found good form in this Misfits team, despite some early struggles in his career. Again, Space Soldier sending 4 towards the inner bomb site. 3 AKs, 2 MAC-10s. We'll see what Sick can do. He's got a lot of pressure on him, and he can't get any nades out. The Molotov is going to be late. They're going to come through that. There's one. That's the important kill. He needs to turn around and watch his back, and he's got a second. He does it perfectly, and a third. Holding this off beautifully. That Molotov just barely in time. And even though Shazam goes down, Sick still lives with 60 HP.
Calix coming back strong into it with a triple kill after everything that he's done. There's one more headshot. Calix taking a quad. And now Devaduvek, 1 versus 2. How has it turned around? He did everything right. Calix has finally gone down. Now 1 minute and 10 seconds. And this is actually a train classic. This happens every once in a while. And now, how do you know where to go? When you haven't seen the opponent for a good 20 seconds, it just becomes incredibly hard to guess.
You really don't know where to go. This becomes so difficult, and you're going to start sweating this one if you're Devaduvek. The tough part is you obviously want to stay between each of the bomb sites. You want to be able to rotate to each one once the bomb gets planted. You want to keep track of the bomb, which you know is on the ground. But it's all down to timing of who clears where, and I guarantee Major clears this connector position. That guarantee not looking likely immediately after I said it.
Buy Moses stocks right now. 100% true. It's just going to work out great. Major, oh, he's looking the wrong way. Devaduvek, 6th sense, and the timing is perfect. I mean, there's no way to, you can't really blame anyone for this. This is kind of a coin flip, but ultimately Misfits are going to win it. And listen, this whole thing from Space Soldiers, there was an unbelievably underrated part of this round that I think maybe we'll see. This is just great work from Sick, and obviously that sets it up. But if you notice on the replay, there's a smoke behind him in the C connector that's thrown from Space Soldiers all the way from T spawn. I hope with that smoke that's still up there, I hope we can see it, because that is very cool. So it's been brought up before.
Yes.
I know Gob B did it, and I know because I talked to him about it before. And so definitely that's very cool. If we can get a shot of that at some point, that would be brilliant. It's
been used and employed on a lot of the different versions of Train. Either way, it helps out there. Still, with Sick getting that triple kill, that should have never happened. Great shots by Calix, a Herculean individual effort to put them in the round, a chance to win in the 1v1, and also take economy away. A couple blunders from Misfits. Still in it, though, and this time they have 2 players inside, Sean and Sick, and they have Amanek right below the ladder. So they're getting a lot of information with these footsteps. It's just Glocks, so not too much danger, but still, I mean, the crazy thing is Misfits still, they just cannot build this economy. They've struggled so much. You see a shotgun on Sean, you see UMP on Amanek, so love to get some of that bonus money flowing here.
Yeah, very different CT halves here for the 2 teams.
Yeah.
And that ultimately could be sort of the breaking point for Misfits. If Space Soldiers get, you know, just a good round in, suddenly they have to save. Good spray, though, from Sick. He's really on point here. And Sean, one more pellet maybe would have done it. Calix is going to take him down. No bomb plan, though. And Sick is going to be having a great round there with another quad kill coming through. He's up to 13, so 10-11. Very slight lead here for Misfits. Nowhere near enough to feel secure.
No, not at all. Not whatsoever. Sean's going to have an M4 passed over to him. That puts Shazam's money, the upper, down to 250. So economy on a knife's edge here for the defense. I mean, if they lose this, they'll still buy in the next round, but that'll be the last one. So they are not feeling comfortable at the moment. Sick is going to be alone towards the inner bomb site, and Space Soldiers has had a lot of pressure there. We'll see what they can do to the outer bomb site, because it looks like Major is going to feign some fast presence. Sean's going to be put under pressure over towards Ivy, and Shazam is close up with the op.
2 men down at Ivy. We'll see if maybe they can set up something. I mean, if you can get the timing down right for a peek, that's always interesting. Hamanek already dropped very low, and his crosshair was off by just, I think, a couple of pixels. Otherwise, maybe that would have been a headshot on Paz. Great peek from Santaris, and that's the kind of opening they need. Pushing in, Engine almost walks right into Davidovic, but now they got him in the corner. Sick with the kill, and somehow he's still alive. And Davidovic, he's going to go down to Engine. That was such an awkward fight from both sides. 2 versus 3 now. Shazam spotting one out and reading the situation well, but not quick enough to get the kill. And now it's all on Sick. 1 versus 3, roaming out, trying to stop the bomb plan. He gets the headshot. He's still out in the open, and he's going to get shut down from Paz all the way from Pop Dog. That will be the equalize, 11-11. But it's much worse than that. The money is so sketchy right now for Misfits. 3 can buy, and 2 kind of can't. They're going to go for it anyway.
It's not a matter of can't. You just have to at this point. You can't get reset. You have enough money to make a buy work. You're going to drop an op over to Shazam. Sean, I feel likely to just stay on an SMG or a pistol. But boy, did Space Soldiers just destroy them in those first 2 hits, didn't they? Amanek gets blinded. He gets a nade dropped on his feet. Sean just gets...
deleted.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a PG way to say it. Well, Xanter's on top of the train is going to get taken down, which is a nice start. The defense still holding strong, but Engine's going to get the trade, and Calyx, who's been great, comes out, deals massive damage onto Sean Gares. Sick's got to get involved. He needs to get out of this connector. He's trapped behind a smoke. It's all on Shazam, who's a glass cannon op, and he can't really do a whole lot. That's the bomb site loss, and Misfits might want to start thinking about saving these weapons.
Yeah, we haven't actually really seen many weapon saves. There was one that Space Soldiers did very early on where they saved both the orbs and an M4. Apart from that, it's been kind of a raw battle here, and I feel like now Space Soldiers are really starting to turn it around. They are going to be falling back, and there was a lot of chaos there, because Amanek gets the first kill, but then after that, it seems like Misfits are actually just fighting, you know, 1 versus 2s or 3s the whole way through, and they're just sort of trickling into the bomb site one at a time. Yeah. Not always good.
I don't think Misfits was ready for that kind of pace, and it's a great call from Space Soldiers to catch them off, especially maybe having knowledge, tracking the economy of their opponents and realizing that if they do buy, it's going to be a low one. It's going to be a really scrapped together buy. So not a whole lot of utility in those choke points. They're able to get out. Yeah, Calyx has nothing blocking him. The Molotov was just late. They didn't have a good feel for the timing. So Calyx beats that and then pretty much just destroys the defense. With 1 kill and massive damage on the Sean, there's nothing that they can do. Really, really good round. Timeout called by Misfits.
And everything about this is looking great. Major taking charge, and obviously a lot of experience. Again, if you missed the interview that Sue did with him yesterday, I don't know if we put all the interviews up somewhere, but I really enjoyed that.
I missed it.
You missed it. I'll show it to you at some point. Major was talking about Counter-Strike the way I want people to talk about Counter-Strike. Like, he was basically saying, not so much interested in all the aim and everything else. You know, we're worried about the deeper level. Essentially, we're worried about the tactical style and also learning how to play on a big stage and getting that experience. So definitely someone you could tell that had a lot of respect for the game, and that made me a fan really quick. So 12-11, and we're going to go into the 24th round here. AWP saved, M4 saved. Things are not looking good right now for Misfits.
Oh, they're in dire straits. Gonna hope for some magic out of Shazam and Sick in this round. As Space Soldier starts to work their way again, all 5 players, very, very simple, heading towards the inner bomb site. Amanek is rotated back, but he's only got a USP, so if they come in, it's all on Sick and his very small amount of nades.
Shazam moving in close. I mean, it seems like, man, there's AWP and there's a stack waiting for him. Oh my God.
That can't be how you use your AWP. It's one of the few weapons you have, and you go for a close-range fight, a delayed peek in the ladder room. Oh, Davidovic, you got to get this kill, but it's not going to happen. Misfits crumbling here. Some poor decision-making.
It's so brilliant as well. They actually go down and steal the AWP, put it in the shower. Maybe it's going to get rusty and stop working. Major comes in. Don't answer that, Moses.
I'm not going to go there.
It's just... Just talking to myself.
The whole world knows you've lost your mind now. I'm fine with it.
It's been evident for a while, hasn't it? Amanek losing his head as well as his mind, I suppose.
Yeah, he's lost both.
Tend to go together. 13-11 here, and this is so interesting. I mean, we always try and make the point that economy is king in the game of Counter-Strike, that it's such an important and well overlooked thing. And if you try to match sort of the difference between these two halves, a huge part of the story is the fact that Space Soldiers had money to buy when they lost round, and Misfits did not. And you can really tell how that's shaping up for them.
They've got Calyx on the screen there. He's had a phenomenal game, 20 and 13. But what the story doesn't completely tell, that round where it was a 2-on-5 and he gets 4 kills, even though they lose it, the money he took away from Misfits in that round has been pivotal in the later stages of this game, and it could be the thing that puts him over the top.
Ready and waiting. Molotov is going to disappear. There's so many people on the other side. Amanek is there, but he's smoked off. Can they actually make this work? Very aggressive move coming out. 3 men here for Misfits. And they're right at the corner, and it's going to explode. Sick coming into it, but Paz with a double spray down headshot. Amanek trying to get it back, but still, Space Soldiers coming out on top, and now they're down on the site. The bomb is just making its way on. Shazam jumping past, not even checking the train, and the flashbangs are in. Everybody's blind, and it's going to be the spray from Shazam finally coming out on top. This is a mad round. Calyx going to be taking down Sean and Shazam. 8 health in a 1 versus 2. Surely going to be going down. In fact, I think even the gun model there blocking his field of view. So another round for Space Soldiers, 14-11.
Oh, what a tense round. They had what they wanted. That flashbang, though, I believe Amanek throws it from the lower ramp. It doesn't actually blind Paz, who's close up. I think he was closer than they expected, and that spells their doom as they're not ready for that shallow of a peak. And that's pretty much it. Misfits is going to have to play for overtime. They're going to have to win 4 straight to force OT, and Space Soldiers has plenty of money for them to grind down. Back onto the CZ's nade. Misfits needs a miracle from somebody. And again, this is just, this T side from Space Soldiers has just been so simple. It's been, 3-4 players towards the inner bomb site. The majority of rounds, just 1 player, Engine, watching for push-ups towards Ivy. And they've had so much success off of it.
Yeah, they really have, and I feel like they've got a good mix of rounds that are slow and pretty coordinated, and then some of those really fast knockout rounds that are just very hard to stop. So
this is the Space Soldiers we didn't see on the first day. This is the Space Soldiers we didn't see if you kept track and followed the Mountain Dew League finals. There's a good flash down the ladder room. They're both completely blind and now both completely dead. If you did watch Mountain Dew League, Space Soldiers really struggled there against some of the Tier 2 competition. Had a pretty tough time. AGO was able to wipe them out, and that was one of those events where you left questioning whether Space Soldier, it's great Major says we're not worried about the firepower, we're worried about the tactics, but one thing they didn't have was anyone with firepower outside of Xantair. So in that sense, the tactics aren't going to work. Now we're seeing today, Calyx having really big impact. Paz has been phenomenal, and Xantair's has been there as well. So this is where this team can get dangerous.
Right now, they do seem to have everything going their way. 1 more round here, and they're going to be at match point. Shazam, he's got a good headshot in that P-bomb site, but now he's obviously locked out, and they're not even going to try and fight him. They're just going to use the smoke, and they're absolutely great play. But there's no reason to give any chance at all.
No, there's not. And Shazam, he's just going to have to be happy. Go get the AK-47 and bring it into the next one. If you're Misfits, you need every small advantage, every small gift you can get.
They're going to leave him alone. No one's chasing him down, so bit of a slow end to this round here. 15-11 is going to be the scoreline moving into the 27th round. How are they going to defend this? I like the fact that they tried Misfits to go for that 3-man aggression over at Brownholes. I feel like that's a way to shake things up. Didn't really work out, but, I think the worst way to lose is to just repeat the same thing for, 6 rounds in a row, and then that's it. I prefer to see people at least try something else, even if it doesn't always work out. Yeah,
the tough part is, it is kind of funny. You have that kind of thought, like if Space Soldiers is just massing bodies towards box halls, if you send your own, it's just kind of a heads-up duel. It's always kind of that idea. Do you just throw bodies at it? Do you put more people there? Do you stack it? Do you kind of stack the bomb site and let them execute with that kind of hit and just kind of lure them into a trap?
Instead, we've got the double AWP, so is that going to work for Misfits? I wonder. Obviously, big investment, but that doesn't really matter because they are out of a buffer. They need to win all the remaining rounds and put us into overtime. Have we had any overtime yet? We haven't, have we?
I don't believe so.
That's so rare. There are some qualification stages where that's almost all we have.
We had a lot of those comebacks on day one that ended like the Renegades one ended 16-14 if they came back from the massive thing. We had, you know, obviously Flash today with that big comeback from 3-12.
Does that mean, like the guy in the roulette, that now it's going to happen, you know, because it hasn't happened before? Now it definitely will be.
I think that's how it works.
All right. Sick and Shazam holding the B-bomb site, and Shazam's probably going to get smoked off before anything happens. Sick, though, he has to stay alive. I think that's the main thing at this position. Running down, Santera is just straight up into Sick. Going to be a shot. The smoke lands a little bit late, so Shazam has a chance for the shot, and great play from Sick. Taking down Paz. It's looking a little bit better now. Calyx getting a kill, but it is going to be too late here. He's alone, and he gets dropped by Amanek, so only losing Sick. And there were a couple of things there that didn't really work out. I think especially that late smoke was dangerous.
Yes. Well, I mean, thankfully, Shazam, when he sees that smoke coming, he gets in front of it. This is a nice kill here from Sick to get that first one. If he falls here, he's pretty much dead. But he comes through and basically bails out Sick, who also, as he's failed to do a couple times in this game earlier, you know, clears out the player wrapping around the train or looking towards upper ramp, trying to see those people who are coming from the side. So good play from the young guy.
Ooh.
And now they can get started. 12-15. As they come back. Calyx has over $12,000 before this purchase, so plenty of money still on the Space Soldier side, and there's going to be a tactical discussion.
There is plenty of money, but Paz and Major have $200 between them.
There's one more buy after this round from Space Soldier, so if Misfits win this, there'll be a buy.
So if they can win the next two, then probably it's almost certainly overtime.
Broken economy at 14-15. Yeah. We'd love to see that.
Could get interesting here. 28th round, double AWP. Shazam doing a good job, Sick doing a good job. Space Soldiers, just a couple of mistimed grenades and whoa.
You hate that. Oh, you don't like that at all. Team shot to the spinal cord.
Yeah, just a little slap on the back is fine, but that's too much, you know.
That is.
Space Soldiers, though, unaware of the climate on the other team, instead just going to be crouching in towards the brown holes, looking to make their way down. This could be a very fast and aggressive push coming in. The smoke does land right in front. Grenade to follow, not really going to catch anyone, but we'll see.
It's the same exact defense they just faced. Six in the exact same spot. Here they come. He gets one. There's Shazam with the peek. It's deja vu. Sick going to go for more. This time he's got no one wrapping in the AWP. Still ringing out from long range. Major finally takes him down, and Sick, he gets eliminated, but the reinforcements are here. Devaduvet going to go to the upper ramp. Major going to try and make his way up sidewalk. The smoke covering this play, and he finds one up top.
Big play for Major, but it's just not enough. Sean will take him down eventually. And now it's on Engine. Can he close this game out, make it 16-12? He's close in. They're going to be right on him. They spot his feet, and now he's in trouble, trying to fall back. Amanek will take him down. It will be a little bit longer here for Misfits. 13-15 instead. That was very, very close. What's going to happen now? I mean, the money, they get the bomb plant, so definitely another buy for sure. And even after that, I mean, they actually have more money than you'd expect.
Oh yeah, the plant helps out so very much. So this is going to be a pretty healthy buy out of the Space Soldier side. And depending on how they spend that money, they might even have some funds for the next round if need be. Regardless, Misfits still alive. Holding on just barely, finally able to switch into this double op setup between Shazam and Amanek, and it seems to be a working recipe. Shazam's play towards that inner bomb site as the defender that rotates over has been great in these past few rounds. And Space Soldiers, it'll be a wonder to see if they head towards outside this round. They've had a couple tests towards inner here. And finally, Misfits has shown they're able to shut it down pretty comfortably.
And as a result, maybe Turkish team has decided, let's not try and repeat that once again. Let's just do something else. Amanek missing a shot, definitely the opportunity. Jumps back into a bullet, so be careful about that one.
I can't believe I just saw him jump back across.
Yeah.
That's craziness. Lucky to get out. Would love to have that pick. Both ops now here at the outer bomb site, though the tough part is Amanek can get blocked off by smoke, and that would be deadly. There's no one paying attention towards Ivy except for him.
And there's the smoke you were talking about, blocking him off. Shazam taking a bit of a shot there. Molotov's temporarily holding them back. Under a minute now. And bomb is making its way back all the way into the holes. Let's see what happens now. Trying for the spray. Santara's going to get one. Shazam will shut it down, and now they're trying to see if they can make it back out into the yard. Engine coming in from one side, and the rest of the team from the other. Calyx with a headshot, taking down Devaduvet. It's looking great right now. Space Soldiers, another couple of kills, but they peek right into Shazam, and that's the bomb down. Engine coming in with a great double spray. And now Amanek, 1 versus 3. This is absolute hell. Bomb is about to go down. Can you see the feet? You can shoot under the train. Oh, he almost gets it, but he's a little bit too late. And now they're going to go into hiding, and everything is working against him. He gets a shot to the face, 16-13. The Space Soldiers pick up the win here. What an intense battle this was on Train.
Yeah, almost able to make the comeback with that nightmare at the end. That one smoke blocks off Amanek's view, and no one picked it up. Sean's going to be a bit frustrated with his death there. They had some questionable rounds where they seem to get lost in themselves, but overall, you have to say, great play from Space Soldiers. Very well-rounded. Xanterra's with a phenomenal performance. Calyx, obviously, 23 kills just behind him, but it was